Like colleagues have already taken the floor, I've been following this item on behalf of the European United Left Group, so I would like to welcome all the national parliamentarians to this debate. I think it's extremely important, and I'd like to make a few comments regarding Parliament's position on this. As been said, we're grateful to Mr. Gauzès for coming forward with this proposal and his efforts to reconcile various viewpoints on the matter. Above all, something that is perhaps being taken for granted in our coming debate, this attempt to reconcile budget discipline goals with the need for growth. I believe the work that's being done in various is looking at what can be done. Policy has to be driven by reality. Very often policies come to nothing. We don't reach our goals, but all too often we try and tailor reality to fit policy rather than the way around. We need constantly to bear in mind the realities of the situation we find ourselves in. So let's focus particularly on unemployment and lack of growth. There are various measures in various member states. We can't have a one-size-fits-all policy. We desperately need some European measures. In the instance of my country, Portugal, and some others who have intervention by the Troika, all fiscal discipline amounts to is austerity. So unless we push towards growth, investment and job creation, what we're talking about in terms of budget coordination across Europe, at the end of the day, will amount to more fiscal discipline for the southern countries in pursuit of particular objectives rather than actual coordination. We need to even out the inequalities in our circumstances. Then I say that there's a long way to go to redress the balance on the debt. At a time of crisis such as the one we're undergoing in Europe, with recession in many regions, the measures seem to revolve solely around cutting budgets, privatising public services, weakening labour legislation, making jobs more precarious. You can see this very clearly in Portugal and other countries too. We need some macroeconomic input. We need to balance up economies in deficit and surplus better. You can't just be punishing countries that can't bring down the excessive deficit without looking at those countries that are running an excessive surplus. So we don't want the system to end up just punishing the southern countries. What we need is solidarity.